Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. I am so glad you all are here today. I mean, I think there isn't anybody here in the US that's not overjoyed at the victory of the US hockey team. And we're gonna discuss that a little bit here. We're gonna discuss that a little bit here. But I thought because of that victory, and it was a good one. I was up watching it this morning, just like probably a lot of other people. And I'm going to say it was a good game. It was a good game. It was a battle back and forth. It wasn't like it was a steal or anything like that. It wasn't. That's for darn sure. It was a good game. And as always, someone has to win. Somebody's got to lose, right? Right. That's just the way it goes. Been that way all the time. Period. End of statement. But as you can see, there's a bit of a change around me. I've been working yesterday and feverishly after the game to get some things reorganized around here and start situating things the way I want it so it's within my reach. But it's all part of a big orchestrated deal to move stuff, then to put it back, take stuff out of the boxes, arrange, move. Trust me, it, it was. I was dreading doing it, but it just had to be done. I'm not completely finished, but I'm 75% there. 75% there. That's for sure. And so I'll just turn a little bit, and you can see there's another shelf behind me here, but the stuff that's up here for the most part is stuff that is on deck, ready to be reviewed, so on and so forth, like that. That's set. Move over here. There's a few odds and ends on the shelf there. You can't see it, but there's another bottom shelf on there. So I moved some whiskeys over to make room on that shelf. And, I discovered some stuff. I'm like, where the hell did I get that? And then I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. What better thing to find today and to toast our Canadian friends with? And like I said, I have no idea where I got it because I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. But let me get it here. It's right here. Let me move over here. I don't know if anybody recognizes this purple bag, but let me turn it around here for a second and pull this thing out. Trust me, no idea where this come from. And then I thought for a moment. I go, I wonder if this came from my grandfather's bar. He passed away in '05. And I was up on my shelf on the top and I saw this blue bag, but I couldn't remember if I shoved corks in there, nickels, quarters, odds and ends. I didn't know, but I just moved it and it was heavy. And so this darn thing was in there. And so I said, why not? I can't remember the last time I've had any Crown Royal to begin with. Can't. And, it has a barcode, so it's not like it's 50 years old. And, but I honestly do not know. And if there's a date code or anything on there, I don't see it, but I don't know. Still says recycle the glass. But anyway, I'm going to pour a little of that here in a little bit, but I just want to make sure that I saw everybody that came in here. I know I saw Slapshot. I saw Tour Up over there. Yes, yes. Well, there's a bit of a story to the regalia here, honoring the U.S. victory. I got my tie, and got the hat on, what's more symbolic to the U.S. than a nice cowboy hat? Yeah, I got a little bling on, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But let me pour some of this. It says exceptionally smooth here, and that's a term I don't like to use. But I'm gonna pour a little bit here while we chat a little bit. But really am glad to see you all here, and I'm sure you all got to. And it still smells like booze. Still smells like booze. I put a little in there. But yeah, I appreciate everyone being here. Josh, cheers, man. Hope you are doing well. And really, I mean it. Thanks for being here, smashing that like button. Zen Bood, I know you're doing double duty, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I was over there talking with people over while Stacy and Kilco are getting it on. She's streaming with him. Sean, cheers, man. Appreciate you being here. And of course, Ben, I did see you earlier. Always great having you here. And there he is, Tom. Cheers, 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 cheers. But yeah, I'm really excited and happy to see you all here. Um, like I said, a lot of this is just a little jest, a little ribbing. But, I will raise this and say cheers to my Canadian friends, subscribers. It was a good game. God, why can't I speak lately? But what better than the little Crown Royal here? Like I said, have no idea where I got it, but we're going to have some of it. So cheers to you all. No, I don't have any Coke tore up, but cheers to the Canadians. At least you were on the podium. Cheers. Well, I guess that was whiskey. Um, I mean, it's Crown Royal. Like I said, I don't know where I got it from, but to my Canadian friends, apparently they like this stuff. So, I want to raise my glass to them and really mean it. Cheers to them. It was a good game. I enjoyed watching it. I know you guys didn't like the outcome, but it is what it is. But it was a good game. So cheers. And if you don't know, like I said, Crown Royal in here, 40 ABV. Ooh. Hold on here. Let me get a little more. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Did I just see? Look at this, Mr. Prone. Cheers. Appreciate you being here. And there's Peter. I thought I saw Peter. Cheers to you, sir. Cheers to you. Apparently, I never even knew I had this bottle until I was redoing some stuff in here and moving stuff off of the big shelf. And I went to the top shelf because I wondered, what the heck did I have in here? Because I knew I didn't buy this. So I'm thinking it might have been from my grandfather's bar. He said he passed away in '05, and so it was sitting at my dad's house, and I brought some stuff from his house, but I don't remember getting this. Oh well, but cheers, and we'll get to the good stuff here in a minute. It is way better than Long Branch. I mean, not much flavor to it, kind of flat, but eh. You know, I will say this, like I said, it's not horrid. There's just not much flavor to it at all. Not much flavor to it. Maybe when it's fresh and you unscrew the cap, there's something to it. I don't know. But it'll go on the shelf with other things. What the heck? It's all right. But yeah, now I know you all see the regalia. And I don't always pull this out and I don't generally talk about it, but I'll make sure you all take a good look at it here. You might notice that it's got the Olympic symbols on it there. Can you see it? And it happens to be gold. Yep, it is a gold medal. It is a gold medal from a long, long time ago. Some of you may have heard me talk about it, may not have, but until this game, and then today I'm sitting here and it popped into my head, and I'm like, you know, I'm proud of the U.S. team for what they did. It's hard work to get there. You are at the top of your game. There's no denying that. The best each country has comes together on every team and competes All right. They are the elite. They are the best we have. And they go at it. And sometimes it's very hard fought. Sometimes it is just, right down to the grind. You know it. No matter what it is. So, I'm proud of this. I mean, I worked hard to get that gold medal. There was a thing here in Vegas called Corporate Challenge. And I got volunteered to join the team. And I'm like, it's like, you grew up in the cold. You can handle the elements and everything, and you're not afraid of the water. You can do a lot of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. And he says, we really, really want you on our team. So long story short is I joined the fishing team. And we went out on Lake Mead. This is the early 2000s. It had a lot of water back then, way more than it does now. The bathtub line was maybe 4 or 5 feet, 6 feet, I don't know, but there was a line there, but there wasn't not what you see now. Um, so we hit it at the butt crack of dawn, and we were there as the sun was setting and weighing in, and lo and behold, my team won. We caught the most fish, heaviest. That's how they did it. How much fish total, but you only can pick so many, and I forget the number. And there must have been 50, 60 teams. I don't know. I can't remember, but I know that boat ramp was just busy with us, going into the water that morning. And we fished all day. So I know the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. And if you're a fisherman, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But when everything was said and done and tallied up and they called our team out, I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And, you stand up on that podium and they hand medals out. And, you're like, holy smokes. You mean of all these people, of all this, this team took the gold? True story. My wife, she'll tell you, and she thinks she's a fisherman, and she is. But I'd always tell her, I'm the gold medal fisherman in the family. Now I've never went and competed again because once you achieve that, once you get to that point, what else is there to do? But I just said, you know what? I'm going to let someone else these next years stand up here and know what it's like to wear a gold medal. So, I'm a gold medal fisherman. I don't do it anymore because, I want to give others a chance. But that's just me. That is just me. So I just thought it was fitting to support Team USA, support Canada. You know, they did their thing. And I just said, you know what? Let me pull this out. I don't do it often, but let me show it. Be proud. I got my gold medal. What the heck? And then let's just have a toast and sit back and relax. Some of you know or may have looked, I did post the link up top. Feel free to hop on if you want. No problem there. Let me check up on chat because I just want to see what's what. You still have a single barrel Crown Royal somewhere? Well, probably going to be better than what I just drank. That's for sure. That's for darn sure. It's probably going to be better. Let me just make sure. Dude, I worked at it today because I knew I was coming on, be wearing my gold medal, got my USA tie on, got my flags in the back right here. I don't know how well it's coming through, but that's the Fair Dinkum mounted pub sign because I'm an official chapter of the pub here in Las Vegas. I am the second one in the States. Sugar Kitty was the first. So there's one on the East Coast and there's one out here in the West, but there is no other. So I've got the flags flying right now. Let me see. Let's see. Hey, look. but you won. You won the medal. And that's the story. You won the medal. But like I said, today I just thought, let me pull this out and share my story, my little victory. And like I said, I was shocked. I was surprised to find out that we beat a plethora of people. I mean, that lake was full of us all out there fishing our hearts out. And like I said, if you're a fisherman, you have some great days, and then there are some days you just could not catch a cold out there. You just can't do it. And can you believe our team weighed in and we took the gold? We took the gold. I just couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. Hates Alberta Premium Rye. Oh my gosh, I don't understand that. But I found a bottle of that unopened up on that top shelf. I forgot I had it. I've talked about it a couple times, but out of sight, out of mind. So it'll get down here eventually. It'll get down here eventually. Well, you know what? I don't like to brag. Some people get upset. My wife gets a little touchy on it when we go fishing and I refuse to fish because I just tell her, I go, it's not fair to everybody around me. It's not fair to her because, she's with a gold medal fisherman. So I'm like, that's it. I know Mr. Eminecker, he likes to fish and I don't brag about it. I don't brag about it to the other fishermen I know. And I know Mark, he won't mind me calling him out like that and using his name, but I just don't feel right about it. So I don't talk about it much. But I'm glad to have it. And I had to go get it out of the drawer where I keep it. Every now and then I look at it and brings back memories. Close the drawer and keep on going. Just keep on going. Well, yes, we all have likes and dislikes, but I know who you're talking about, and she has a she has a lot of dislikes, particularly when it comes to rye. Well, you might, but no, 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 no. I did grow up on the East Coast and shoveled a lot of snow, and Lord knows I might have thought I was a bobsled champion at one time, and when I was about 8 years old, 11 years old, might even thought I was like the ski jump champion. Some of the things that I survived on a sled or a plastic trash bag going down a hill. Whew, makes me chuckle and go, I'm still alive. Ooh wee. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. Great grandpa is still up. What is it? 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's almost time. They start tucking them in, changes the pens. Give them a little milk before bed, help them sleep. No, no, not Audie Murphy. No Medal of Honor. I wish it's not. It's just a simple gold medal there, great grandpa. That's it. Just a simple gold medal. Nothing special. Nothing special. Mm-mm. And you know what? It may be. I haven't opened mine yet. I have got to do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You hit the nail on the head, Torp. You hit the nail on the head. It's hard to be humble. Hard to be humble. And there he is. Looky here, looky here. The man, the myth, the legend himself, the other part of Hello Again, Whiskey Friends. Darrell, cheers, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for popping in here and smashing that like button. I really do appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this guy right here. Bad Axe Bourbon. Cheers, brother. Hope you are well. Appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for sticking your nose in here. I don't know if you're working or what's up, but it's always great to see you. Thank you, Eric. I see that you posted up Bobby's link. If you're not subscribed to Bad Axe, you better be subscribed to him. Wonderful guy. first responder, firefighter over there in the state of California. Always great to see him and have him on there. That's for sure. Oh, dude, we did that with trash bags and pretty much anything that we could find. But from city streets to sidewalks to the steepest hills that most people look at us and tell me I am crazy that we would go down. We used to start 2, 3 streets up literally and ride the hills down to see how far we can go if we get out to the main drag. And that was like 4 blocks, 5 blocks, maybe. Trying to think. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. And then if you hit the street, you went 5. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they were all covered with snow. So, what the heck? Wasn't like there was plows coming, at least not anytime soon. But, oh, my gosh, yeah. That was the thing. So let's see. Let me make sure I'm caught up. All right. I am caught up, it looks like. Thank you, everybody. But again, it's hard to be humble. Hard to be humble. Let me put this away. So I showed you guys last week, that I got a few things, and I wasn't sure which one I was going to open or not, but I want to open this one. This is the Righteous 7. And I'm going to tell you what, I darn well know Whiskey Mountains would love this. Because when it comes to rye, there is nothing better. I mean, she'll talk about rye forever and a day. But I picked this up. This is a pick from Liquor Lineup. And when I drank that other one, that bootlegger, I had this here. Now, sometimes this crap is a bitch, but that's why I keep a perfect bottle opener here. It's got a little tab in there, and you pull it, but I'm going to see if I can't get it free. If I can't, that's why I carry this thing. It helps immensely. Oh, see? I thought I had it for a second. I was going to say, oh, look, it's going to work. No, it's not. But that's okay. I have got the thing here. I love this wax because, especially if you don't go to it for a while, and nothing getting through that cork. It's not going to get air in it. It's not going to go bad. You don't got to worry about it. That's one of the great things about it. But holy smolians, I think they forgot to put that. It's what it looks like no matter where I cut. They didn't put that thing in there. So I'm not going to cut myself, but I'm not saying I won't swear while I'm trying to do this. I just don't want to booger up anything with the cork. But we're gonna get it. It's just gonna be a bit of a chore, but I got that opener for a reason. Because it's not my first rodeo. I know I wear the hat. And it's not my first rodeo with this. But I should have probably tried to open this thing an hour ago. Because you can dig at it like a gold miner and you might not strike gold. I'm just making sure I don't pry that cap off by accident and spill it all over the desk here. Although, it would be the first time I spilled a bottle. Won't be the first time I've knocked over a Glen. Gee, many Christmas. Holy smokes. This thing is a fight and a half. Now, there's supposed to be a tab, and I know where it was. I saw the nib, and holy smokes, it just does not want to cooperate. But give me a minute. It's slow but sure, but it's getting there. It's going to make a mess, but you all don't have to clean it. So that's the good thing. You're not going to be over here trying to clean this thing and get it off. All right, here we go. There we go. That's it. Keep going. There we go. Let's get this thing here. Hey, now we're getting a chunk of her. Here we go. There we go. Whew. Man, that was a bitch. There we go. Oh, good. A synthetic cork. Like I said, love these things. And you know what? I do not see that tab in there. Do you? No. I mean, I thought that was what it's for, but that ribbon there, that's this outline here. Oops, that's all right. It's on the floor. It won't go anywhere. All right. Now let's see if my arthritis is going to let me pop this top off today. Let's see how we do. Hey, CA Scotty, cheers. Ooh, nice cork pop there. Very nice cork pop. Oh man, that smells like a rye for sure. Let me put this juice here back in the sack where it come from. Probably there's a reason why it covers up. I think the light probably makes it weaker. So let me draw that cinch thing tight on there. It doesn't need to be any weaker. So pick this little Glengoyne sampler up for like $17. It's got a 12, it's got the white oak, and it's got the 15 in there. I was more interested in the 12 or in the white oak and the 15 because I don't think I've had the Glengoyne 15. I've had up to the 21, but I haven't had the 15. I know they got the 10 on the shelf. They got the 12 on the shelf. They've got the 21 down there. But so my wife saw it. This, oh, holy shit. I didn't realize that thing was open on the end until just now. But so pick that up, 50 CLs. I'm more anxious about it to try just for the white oak. It's an NAS, and I think it's 46 or 43 ABV. I can't read the writing on it. Okay, 48 is what it looks like it says. 43 on the 15 and 43 on the 12. All right, that's pretty light on the white oak, but we'll see here. Put that there. All right, I got this off. Where's my glass? Let's get a glass here. All right, here we go. Yes, you did hear 21. I knew you would chime in. That's your favorite number. Yeah, that Glengoyne 21 is really good. And I've talked about it. 2 drops of distilled water, maybe 3 to your liking. Wow, really just makes that juice just come alive. Really does. Really makes that thing come alive. So this was one of my Valentine's Day presents from my wife. She got me. And I said this last week, it's great to have a relationship with a shop so that when somebody like her would go in there and ask questions, hey, what about this? What about that? They know my palate. They know what I like. They know what I don't like. I mean, I'm in there often, share a few different things with them and vice versa. So when she goes down there to pick something, she just says, hey, I want to pick up something for my husband, because she goes there with me a lot and she knows the people, they know her. And crap. Oh well, it'll sit here. And she picks me up stuff. So that was one of them, along with that bootlegger, that oat whiskey. Man, that's pretty good. I let another friend of mine, I gave him a sample of that, dropped it off yesterday. And for him, and I told him, I go, I was expecting a lot more cereal note on that, but I didn't get it. And maybe it'll come, a little later. I'm not sure, but what the heck? We will see. We will see. Hey, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. What's up, sir? Cheers, man. Great having you here. Thank you for popping in, saying hello, smashing the like button, and especially listening to me BS. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, sir. So, what does this come in at? This comes in at 61.43 at 122 proof, 8-year, 9-month-old, from Rare Character. Cask strength whiskey, and it's a 750 bottle. And I think it was $119 for the bottle. I'm pretty sure right in there. Like I said, for me, it was a gift, but you can go on their website and look it up. I think they still have a few if you are a person that likes rare character. Like I said, Liquor Lineup 2 is one of my favorite haunts. They have another one up off of um, this is Sky Canyon, Sky Point. Oh my gosh, we're right next to each other, but it's Sky Canyon. I believe a good friend of mine who's now up there, Steve, known him for many years, knows me, knows my palate. Like I said, it's just good to have that relationship and good to have a store that you can go in there and try some of this stuff, and then also get honest opinions from people. And if it's good, bad, indifferent, and it's nice to be able to just have that relationship. And I think we all have that at some point with different people that are that we know that when we go to these stores, we look for them because we trust their palate, we trust their opinions, we can have the same discussions that we're having. So anyway, Ed, cheers, man. I was lurking when you were taking over Big Vic stream, but I was in the middle of doing stuff. As you can see, it's a little different in here, so I didn't get a chance to pop on. But I made sure I hit that thumbs up and listened a bit while I was working away. But now this is a rye on the nose. There is no doubt about it. And I think the mash bill is like 60-30. Yeah, 64-30 and 6 is the mash bill on it. Numbers. You can get some spice. You get some oakiness on it, that's for sure. I like rye. Everybody knows that. So I'm looking forward to a little spiciness. I'm really interested to see how the proof is. I've had a few from Rare Character that I thought was good, but I thought they were a little overspiced, over oaked on the palate. And let's just say at $100 that they were when I tried them, I wasn't that into it to buy them. But I've had others and thought they were good. And like I said, this one's a gift. So here it is, and here it goes. Like I said, on the nose, you definitely got the spice. Oh, wait a minute here. What is that? I don't know why I like a fruit on the nose. I don't know, like a fruit. And maybe even chocolate. Now that's odd. It's not harsh on the nose. You know what I mean? Sometimes you give in and you get that tingle. It's like, oh man, yeah, this is a spicy one. No, but you know it's there. You can smell that. It has ethanol, but not what I was expecting. Not what I was expecting on there. And like I said, this is a fresh crack. I didn't open it. I didn't leave it set. I didn't put a Glen cover on it or anything like that. So. I'm not saying anything yet. I'm letting things go. I'm going to take another sip now that a little bit of the palate shock is gone. Now that's got some spice to it. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad, but it does have some spice to it. Hey, Bourbon Engineer, cheers, brother. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for popping over here, saying hello. Haven't seen Top Dog. I don't know if his wife's letting him out. I'm not sure. Maybe he's been bad and he's got to stay home. Yeah, the rye on the nose really pops after you have a sip or two. You definitely know that. You know it's a rye on there. There is a nice lingering spice on here. It's definitely a rye the way it grabs my tongue. It I'm still getting chocolate, maybe a citrus, fruit. Wow, that's kind of a an unusual. Uh, it's kind of an unusual thing for me, especially chocolate on a rye. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't doubt if he tries to snooker me once or twice and blend some of that crap in something just to see the reaction on my face and go, why does this taste familiar? I would not put it past him. You know, he did send me a couple of samples. Christmas from this past year and his garage blend. Dude, now you're making me think. Now you're making me think because I would not put that past him for him to slip me a Mickey like that. Uh huh. Because he'd do it too. Put a long branch in something. Mm. You know, I actually still see that on the shelf. I can't believe it. There's no way they can be selling buttloads of it. I mean, I'm sure there are some buying it, but I would have to say, you take one sip of that and it's not worth it. Mm. I will say this: it doesn't drink the proof 122. It has some spice. It's a little bit of heat. It's a nice finish on the whiskey. It has flavor. There's some good viscosity. There's nice legs running down the glass. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but there's some nice legs on the glass. It's pleasing on the nose. It really is. It's a rye. It's what you would expect from a rye. The 95.5 ryes definitely more bold flavor, bold notes when you go to take a smell of it. It's definitely bolder. This has some of those characteristics to it on the nose. This definitely does. And I don't get mint. I'm not getting mint that I could tell right now. It's only about my fourth sip. Some I don't get it at all. But the Elijah Craig rye, oh yeah, I get mint on that. But the Knob Creek rye, I haven't gotten mint on that. The Magnolia rye, no mint on that. Um, Prideful Goat, no mint on that. Um, what's the other one that's back there? Tumbling Dice. I don't recall getting it on that. I just second guessed myself for a second. I don't even think I got it on that one. But because I was looking, because those to the right there, the Pursuit United, the triple mash rye sitting right there. I didn't get any mint on that either. But not that I couldn't or wouldn't, but I just didn't get any on that. And I'm not really noticing it on this either. Hmm, that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice rye. That is a nice rye. I don't know how many of you have had rare character in itself. I mean, I know they make different expressions, but this one is pretty good. Holy smokes, look at this. Hey, Jeff, cheers, brother. Appreciate you being here. This is what I'm working on here from Liquor Lineup. It's called the Righteous 7, coming in at 122 point, what I say, 86 on the ABV. Rare character. Actually, it's not bad. Like I've said before earlier, I have not been a huge fan of a lot of the stuff that has come out of there. I know Big Vic likes rare character. But this one, I'm going to say, is pretty darn good. As you know, it's distilled in Kentucky, aged in Kentucky. This was in new charred oak barrels and bottled by Rare Character in Lexington. So that's why I'm getting that oakiness on there, because of the new charred oak. You really comes through on there, and it's not bad. That you're getting your spice on there, and you get a little bit of it on the nose. You definitely know that. You definitely know that on the nose. But there's still some warm, like vanilla notes in there. So there's a fruit. Let me look at something on the back here. Let me just look at something on the back. Sorry, I always say I don't like to read different things, but I just want to see uh, if they mention any of the tasting notes on this. A limited release showcases the time-honored traditions of American whiskey making back when products were still produced the old-fashioned way. Rare Character whiskey is for the connoisseur who should pick only the most memorable occasion to sip these fine whiskeys that have never been released before and will never be released again. Okay, no. No tasting notes or anything like that, just to see if I was in the ballpark. So let me ask you, who has had similar to this one, and what were the notes you got off of it on this Kentucky Straight Rye whiskey from Rare Character? Because they make other ones, but I'm just curious to see if there's any similarities. And if you mention something, I'm like, oh crap, yeah, I've got that. I think I got that. And I know sometimes what you say will come through because I'm like, oh, because I don't know, subliminally, I'm like, oh, if he said it's pineapple, oh, maybe I'm getting pineapple, and you might pick it up. But I just want to know, I don't get pineapple. Well, that's not true. I get a tropical note on some scotches for sure on some scotches. But whiskey to pull out, or excuse me, bourbon to pull out pineapple or rye, I doubt it. But if you get it, you get it. You get what you get. Hey, Randall, cheers, man. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for coming and saying hello. Always great to have you here, man. Thank you. Okay, good. 60, 64, 30, and 6 on the mash bill, Jeff. So this is the same mash bill. This is the same mash bill. I'd be interested to know, but so same mash bill, but this is a different barrel. His barrel, this barrel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'd be interested to know. This is the same mash bill. Really? Holy crap. I might not be as crazy as I'm thinking. Because I'm getting fruit. Chocolatey, something like that. Because I definitely got it on the palate. I got it on the palate when I kind of swished it around. I got on the palate. Hey, cheers, Richie Z. Always great to have you here, man. Thank you for popping in, and appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. Man, now when I said tropical fruit, though, when I was talking about the pineapple, I was like, oh yeah, not on rye. That might be it. Maybe that's why I went down that road. I mean, there's a little like a rich caramel, like a Werther's original or something like that. I'm getting on there, uh, Jeff. I don't know. I'm trying to I'm searching for things here because now I'm interested and now I'm more curious. So Big Vic had the same mash bill. What was that barrel like? Because I'm getting more of the chocolate note. The more I sip on it, the more the chocolate seems to be picking up a little bit. Even a whiff of it on the palate right now, and the spice is more consistent and a little crisper into the sixth and seventh sip. Um, there's a it's not young by any means at 8 years, but there's a little citrus note left on the finish, and it's not bad at all. Oh my gosh, the butterscotch! Holy crap! That's that caramel note, that Werther's original. Bingo! There you go. Butterscotch. Holy crap! Thank you. Now that came into play. So it's a creamy caramel, but I'll give you the butterscotch now. I'll give you the butterscotch because that's why I was down that Werther's thing, and people know what a Werther's original is if you've tried those, so you understand what I was talking about. Wow. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Wow. That was a good call, Jeff. I am so glad you said that. Thank you. But I just would not have. I probably never would have said butterscotch. I go down that Werther's road, and that's how I address it. But now that you say butterscotch, I think that's more genuine. Well, whew, that's surprising to me right there. That's surprising. Oh man. Hmm. My gold medal's slipping. Thought I had it situated there. I gotta make sure that I pull that gold medal up there a little bit. Like I said, it's not every day I wear my gold medal. I mean, pull that back up there. Yeah, here we go. There we go. So everyone can see it. Okay. Make sure I keep my gold medal up there. There we go. Ah, but anyway, yeah, this is actually good. I'm going to be interested to go back to it in about a week to 2 weeks. I'll probably have a little another little nip of it this week to get that thing into the shoulder, and then push it aside for a little bit to to do its thing, open up, and a little oxidation in there. Yeah, I might have to tell Vic to head over here and drop me off on samples of that so I could try it together. But it's the same mash bill. But as we know, single barrels are single barrels. That's for sure. Or I could drop him off a sample of this and say, okay, tell me what you think. That might even be easier. Chocolate and butterscotch. Fruit, that more of the tropical side, and I will lean that way now for sure. Hmm. That's kind of interesting. It really is. That is kind of interesting. I really truthfully don't think I've gotten that type of mix from left to right, kind of a gambit of flavors within a rye. Hmm. Well, I'd say that's a good pick. I'm not disappointed for, 120 bucks. I'm not disappointed, not at all. And I am so glad it's a synthetic cork. I'm so glad it's a synthetic cork because I won't be worried about the damn thing turning to shit because it's a little higher proof whiskey. Wow. All right, let me get this down here. Let me get this down here. Hmm. That was good. That was good. So, correct. I'm not disappointed. Um, let me just say this: if it was, and not because I'm cheap, but I will say this: I think they're a little high on the price. Rare character, all of them. I don't think there's anything under $100 in a rare character unless you find it on special somewhere. So, um, when you hit that point for me at $100 and north, there has to be something in there that sparks my interest. There has to be something in there that makes my palate go, hey, Anthony, there's something to this. And then on that second and third and fourth sip, I want it to stay intriguing and lure me to the bottle to say, you know what, I'm going to put the dead presidents down on the table here and I'm going to take a bottle home. If I don't get that on that initial taste I get, and believe me, it's a taste, but if it doesn't spark my interest, if it doesn't um, tick some boxes on my palate and on my nose, when I nose it, I can't justify that price point. And so we all have that particular spot to where we will, lay down the money every time, good, bad, indifferent. But when you hit that C note and then you start going north of that C note, you want to be sure that there's enough flavor, that there is enough complexity, that there is enough interest. Where I'm interested in spending the money and letting that bottle develop and see what happens over time. If that makes sense to everybody. Oh, good, good, and that's good. And I'm sure you were a little like, on the fence a little bit. You might have had one foot down, but still one cheek on the top rung. So I got it. But yeah, it's not that we're cheap. We'll all spend money on a good bottle, especially whenever you sip it. And it really does make you go, oh my gosh, take my money right now. What really makes it for me is, I buy the whiskey and I bring it home because it intrigued me. It ticked some boxes. It made my palate go, hey, now that I get home and I have a dram or two of it. And it's like, oh my goodness, I don't want to stop. I just want to keep sipping and sipping and sipping. And that's not that it's only happened one time, but one time I'll tell you a story, and I've told it before. When the Offerman Guinness cask came out, Lagavulin, I tried it, and I was like, "Oh, this is good." So I purchased one, and they only had one left. And he said, and this is what they told me at Liquor Lineup too. You probably should get the second one. It's not going to be here. Now I'll take this home and I'm going to do it. So I literally came home, and I usually don't do this. I opened the thing and I sat there and I drank a complete dram. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so good. I poured the second dram. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is really good. Well, I poured the third dram and then I'm smiling and like, oh my gosh, I turned to my wife. Well, I was sitting in here and I went out there and I said, you got to drive me to Liquor Lineup. She goes, what? I says, you got to drive me to Liquor Lineup. She says, why? I says, I got to go back and buy that bottle. The second bottle? I go, yeah, it's freaking phenomenal. So I went back. I had her drive because I already was 3 drams in. Not that I was like drunk or anything like that, but, and it's only 10 blocks, but it doesn't give you an excuse to drive buzzed. So I was like, just drive me. So we did. And I bought that bottle. I just put that bottle on my my backup shelf. I just moved it because I have about that much, and I'm going to start working on that bottle. But anyway, oh my goodness, yeah, it is and was good. Hey JD, I was gonna say I thought I just saw you pop in. Cheers, brother. Hope all is well for you over there in the Marshall Islands. Hope it's a beautiful weekend for you. Oh, it is. It is, and I'm so lucky to have a relationship with Liquor Lineup here too, and another establishment that I can get some of these sips before I buy, and Salt Liquor Lineup is really good at some of his picks, and I'm just fortunate enough that I'm there when they have an open bottle and I could try these things, and he's been making some stellar picks. Now, have I liked everyone? Well, of course not. You're not. There's just no way. I mean, but they're not shabby by any means. They're not. His palate is respectable. And the people that go with him on some of these picks, and even like Rafa, one of his managers, went to Kentucky and did a pick. And, you trust them because they know your palate. I know their palate. And I'm not saying all of their picks are just, absolutely freaking phenomenal, because no, because you're just not. Not every pick is for everybody. We all know that. Some will appeal more to you than others did. It's just the way it is. But anyway, but they do a very good job. They do a very good job, and they have a decent variety when it comes to picks. So, yeah, and like I said, I'm just fortunate enough to be able to get these tastes of them. You know what I'm saying? To get these tastes before I buy and make a decision. But pretty much they're pretty spot on, and that's why I tell people, if you're out here in Las Vegas, you're visiting, it's worth an Uber ride over to see it. It's on Ann and Decatur here in North Las Vegas, and stop in there and see them. And hopefully they have a couple of the bottles like this of their picks open that you can sample and try. And it's one thing I will say too about them. They're reasonable on their prices. When I say reasonable, it's particularly for allocated stuff. He is reasonable on that. And we all talked about that at one time or another, where you go in places and you see these outrageous numbers on some bottles, and you're like, are you freaking kidding me? It's a $150 bottle and you want $600 right here. That just isn't happening. I mean, I've got museum stores here, and there's an ask for every seat. Somebody's going to spend $600 because they feel, oh my gosh, I got to buy that. I got to have that. I don't know if any of you, I think it was last week, Hello Again Whiskey Friends, aka Jeffy Wack, did a short about FOMO, made me laugh. And then oh, gold foil, and he passes a Weller's. It's funny, we've all had that too. But yeah, I am definitely not on the FOMO train anymore. It's been years. I don't have that, and I'm so glad. And I don't chase stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna move on. Let me see here. Too bad I poured the Buffalo Trace. Now I want a dram of single barrel store pick of the Isra Brooks proof. Oh yeah, I just had an Isra Brooks 99 up here. Frickin' cork broke. Half of it's in, and I got the other half. I'm like, son of a gun, and I forgot about it. And I looked up there and I go, where the hell's the cork? And I grabbed it and I went, oh, yeah, I remember. Set it down. So I got to get my wine bottle opener, take the screw, put in there, and slowly lift that cork out. And I've got another one here. Hopefully it'll fit. But that cork's still firmly in place, what's left, so I'm not worried about the juice, but I got to get it out of there. And Bing, when you said Ezra Brooks, I went, oh crap, yeah, I got that one up there. Because I just looked at it today. Whoops, let me get up there and see what James. Just like gambling, it seems. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, you want to you know if you're going to put money into it, um, for me, if I want to put money into a bottle of whiskey, it's got to have some complexity. It's got to have some flavor. You know, when you get into these higher proofs, and a lot of times for me, when I sip them initially, right on the tongue, the first sip is like, oh, sweet, warm, and then, you know, when I say a sip, the first sip for me is a very small sip, and it sits at right in the center of my tongue and the top of my palate, and I hold it there a few moments before I let it go and consume it. And initially, it's sweet, but then all of a sudden, some tall tale signs for me that go, uh-oh, this may not be going well, happen. But then that second sip is really when it comes home, and that third sip. And if it turns out when you get into higher proof that the sweetness is gone and it just turns to heat and everything else is gone, and then my palate is blown, and if you all know what I'm talking about, after a couple of sips on something, you go, oh my gosh, you know, yeah, no. And then your palate's crap because it got blown out by this whiskey because it's just plain hot. But then the person next to you drinks it and they think it's, holy smokes, it's great whiskey. Well, I'm sure it is. But for me at the time, yeah, it wasn't. And when that happens, it kind of just ruins my palate the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Because I drank this whiskey and it just fried my taste buds. Fried my taste buds. 1792 single barrel. Now, it's funny you should say that. I forgot. I just was going through my 1792. Now, I have a foolproof back there of 1792 that is a pick, and it's from another store, but it's not. It is here in Vegas, but it's not around me. I had to travel to it. And oh my gosh, that damn thing was phenomenal. And I don't think I paid $30 for it on special. Yeah, $30 for it on special. Oh my goodness. I just moved it today because I was redoing some of these shelves right there. And oh baby, that darn thing is phenomenal. I have some left of it in the 1792. So anyway, yeah, that was really, really good. Well, yeah, yeah. So for me, you know, it has to have certain things when I taste it to for me personally to stay interested and put my hard-earned money down on a table. You know what? That's a brand I need to get into a little bit. I don't have any. I don't have any, but they're on the shelves here. They're on the shelf here. So I'm going to have to get into one of those. Well, you know what, Eric? As we age, our mind likes to remind us that we are getting older and things that we thought we knew that we just don't. Yeah, it happens. That's just all there is to it. It just happens. So let me get a sip of water here. And I'm going to do a complete switcheroo. We got it. We got a little bit of time here before I end the stream. So I don't know when, but I've got the Tamdu cigar malt here that I picked up like the week before Christmas. And I was going to open that. And let me just see what the ABV of that is. Let me look at something here. Well, 53.8. You know what? This might have a little bit of leg on it. This might have a little bit of leg on it that I can try that. But what's intriguing me more that I'm thinking about it is this Glengoyne white oak that's in here. I think I want to try that. I haven't had it. Eric, have you had it? Has anybody had that particular one? It's an NAS at, oh my gosh, 48, 49. Let me take these off. Oh, much better. 48 ABV on here. This is a 50 ml bottle. And look at the color of this thing. It's quite pale for an NAS. So I don't know if this is like a new oak barrel or what. But I'm kind of interested. So I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna pour this. Really? Because it's at a good price. All right, I'm opening it, Sean, because of you. Because of you. I see it. You should have some. Yeah. I opened it. I opened it. Okay, let me get a glass of glasses here. So I'm getting the. I like my Glens like this for Scotch because, I don't want to warm up the Scotch when I hold it or anything like that. So I like the stem on the glass. So let's pour a little in here and see what we got. Let's see what we got here. All right. So here's the color. It is pale in comparison. So here's a Glengoyne chapter 1 right next to it. Can you see the difference in color? By the way, thank you, Eric. This is one you dropped off. This is a chapter 1 from Glengoyne right here. So you can see the difference. NAS right there. So, all right. Oh my gosh, magnificent nose. Love the maltiness that's on here. Really love that malt. Oh my goodness. Heather, pear, a custard really coming through like a cake. No, it wasn't under 150. You're talking about the cigar malt? Shit, I wish it was. Better almost double that. Yeah, shy of 200 for sure. A lot more north. You know what? I love this right here, Jeff. This it looks like a normal Glencairn, but I don't have it with me. There's another one, but they call it a professional whiskey. This isn't it. This isn't it. They call it a professional whiskey taster's glass. The way it's molded and everything. And you know what? I don't know. I've tried different things, and I started out using it only for fresh cracks, and shit, I can't tell the difference. I'm no connoisseur. I'm a common sore. I mean, come on. But I really do like these, the where I can hold and don't, hold it and warm up the whiskey, because even on a Glen, when I'm holding a regular Glen, I'm like this, and my fingers are cupped around the bottom, and I'm heating it up. Although, so I prefer this stem right here that I have, and these aren't expensive. I forget where the hell I got them from, and but I know it was Amazon, and I thought the box was here. It's just, oh, it's shit. It is. Hold on, I'll get it. The box is right here. It's like, I thought the box was here. It is. Okay. These are the two from Top Dog. This is the one I swear he's probably got Long Branch in. This is his garage blend. All right. Here we go. This is the Glen that I'm holding up right here. So this is, oh my gosh. Come on. That's all right. Don't worry about that, folks. It's okay. So it's from them. And I got them off, I've got it off Amazon right there. And they have that little stem on it. They're not expensive at all. They're whiskey glasses. I don't know if everyone can see that. You're good, Jeff. But I really like that shape. I think that shape is great. I love it for tasting. I just love the way it feels in the hand. I like to hold it right here. I really do. So, because I don't want to heat the whiskey up. But anyway, this is the one that I like. Hey, Mark. Cheers, brother. I thought I saw you in here. I'm sorry. I got to beating my gums, answering questions. You know how it is. Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you for coming, smashing that like button and saying hello to everybody. It's always great to be here. Yes, exactly. Do not forget. It really does help. Really does. You don't twist my arm, because I can finish this and probably do that, but I think that should probably be for another stream. But yeah, you're right. And there's a secret to that. I don't know if I showed you, but there's something else in there besides that bottle. I know I showed it one time, but there is something else in there besides that bottle. Yes, sirree. And I'm thinking about it, but let me take a sip on this. Wow. Okay. Let me get another sip here. Hold on. I got to look at something here now, because, oh, shit. I got to look at something here, because that is, I'm going to just tell you now, it is very promising. I like the spice on it. The sweetness is sublime. It has a nice viscosity to it. I'm just kind of letting this flavor develop. It's young. You'll get that note, but it's definitely not off-putting. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at something here. So the 12-year Glengoyne is $60. The 10-year Glengoyne is $45. The 15 is $89. The 18 is $149. The 21 is $239. This white oak single malt is $49. If you want the 30-year, it's $1,000. But at $50, Like I said, I told you it's not at a bad price, but it's an NAS, but it's $50. And that's a key. That's a key. That is a key bottle. Now let me get a couple more sips in here. But $50 is a key point right now to find a good bottle at that price range or just below. That's become a chore lately. I mean, of course, yes, you got your early times, you got your Evan Williams. I got that. But early times on the newer bottles, they're shit. You got to find the older bottles. They're right here. They're right here, Eric. They stand quite well. And I know, do you have all three or just two? I forget. Do you have all three or just two of them? But this is what I want to do is I don't want to be the only one that reviews them. And so if anyone is interested, email me at bourbonneophyte at gmail.com, bourbonneophyte at gmail.com. And I might hand deliver you or someone these. And me, you, and Eric will talk about them together. And you do not have to appear live on stream. You don't have to appear live on stream. If you're interested in the Glendronach ones. And I'll pull one of them out so you could see it. And I've had them for a minute. But here they are right here. So there's three of them. This is Ode to the Embers. The other one is Ode to the Dark, and then Ode to the Valley. So there's three of them there. And I think they're all about the same ABV. I'll stop. Or I put my hand there because I saw something about palate and finish. So I'm covering it up. Crap, what is the ABV on this? Hold on. Let me open this sucker and see. I forget. Okay, whoops. Damn, arthritis. Okay. Oh, there's 700 ml bottles. All right. Okay, 48.4 on the Ode to the Embers. 48.4. There's 700 ml bottles. I just realized that. Didn't realize that at the time I picked them up. Cheating me out of a 2-ounce dram. But that's okay. But anyway, if anyone's interested, email me. I'll pick somebody and we'll go from there. It is. That's what I'm saying. It's getting harder and harder to find that bottle at $50 that's readily available on the shelf, and it's good. It's a good buy. It's a good buy. So I will say this. This is not a bad bottle for $50. This Glengoyne White Oak. It is not a bad bottle for $50. This would definitely be one that I would go down and buy for $50, without a doubt. I wouldn't say you have to back it up, but you try it yourself and then decide if you're going to back it up. But it is not a bad bottle for the price. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Not at all. Well worth $50. You know it's young. You'll get that on the palate, but it's not overpowering the fruit, the heather, the honey, the sweet, the pear that's in there. It has some oakiness to it. It definitely has some oakiness to it. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, you do have all three now? Okay, great. Great. Oh, there you go, people. There you go. So if you guys are in, or if anyone's interested, let me know at bourbonneophyte@gmail.com. And then Eric even said he'd send out some samples also to somebody who's interested. So we'll have a couple of people. I said, you don't have to appear. You can be in chat. If you don't want to come on, that's fine. Or if you do, just have your avatar up, and that's all that will go on. So no one will see your face, because some people have a face that's made for radio. This face is definitely made for streaming. Sip for less. Exactly right. Them $50 bottles, people shirk at. I had this conversation yesterday. I go, don't let price stop you from experimenting. Just because it's a $20 bottle or $25 bottle does not mean you won't like it, and does not mean it's not good whiskey. Don't let price fool you. Come on, you don't want to try them? Really? Really? I should have your contact information, because we've had breakfast out here. But dude, come on. You want a couple? I mean, I know you're not shy about putting your beautiful face on a stream. If you're serious and you want to try them, I'd love to have you on. You know that. So just let me know, and I'll shit, as much as I don't want to. I have to probably burn my boots and throw my hat away, but I'll send them to Massachusetts. I'll come down there and drop that shit off. Just let me know. Oh, uh, hey, that's 34 year. That's not damn bad. That is not damn bad. So I don't know if anybody saw, but I picked this up. I know Eric knows, but I picked this up yesterday. Yes, that's it. Old malt cask, indie, as in independent. Yes, I picked this up. I couldn't turn it down at 50 ABV and $100. Yep, 16 year at $100. Come on. Come on. That's almost a no-brainer, people. I could not pass this up. Oh, I gotta stop, because I was staring at the label, and I started telling me different notes. I'm like, oh shit, stop. Stop. So, but yeah, I got this, and I almost was going to pop that today, because I was that much interested in it. But I'm like, no. Yeah, that white oak definitely is not bad at $50, $49.99. Come on. That's not a bad whiskey. That is not a bad whiskey. You need to do due diligence all the time when you're buying whiskey. That's just me, James. I'm not against spending money, but like everyone here, we work hard for our money, and we just don't want to piss it into the wind. I mean, we pay taxes, so we piss that into the wind. But um, I just like a good bang for the buck. I like a good value for the buck. Come on. It's just the way it goes. You had the PX, drank it way too fast. Restraint is key when you drink whiskey. I mean, Grasshopper, come on. Come on. You've been doing this more than a day. You can do this. You can do this. Restraint. Hold back. You have the willpower. Hey, it's the beard. I'm telling you, it does well. Really. Okay. I'm all down for it, buddy. Absolutely, positively, yes. Yes. As a matter of fact, it may even be quicker for it may even be quicker. It may even be quicker for Eric. What's up?
What's going on?
Same time.
Oh, dude. You know, I'm just here doing what I do once a week.
Anthony, I was hopeful to see Donald Rance tonight on stream, so I could tell him thank you as the 51st state of America for their participation today.
I didn't see him. I did tag him on Discord, but you know,
I had my first bourbon at 9:45 a.m. this morning.
Oh, I had you beat 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's because you don't go to bed.
The game come on. I think it was 4:30 or 5 for me here.
5:10,
something like that. But oh yeah, I had a little libation at the gold. You know, I got because I'm wearing my gold medal right here. So I understand that thrill of getting a gold medal. You know, and like I said, I showed people it's got the Olympic symbol on it.
So
right there. The
nice.
torch. Oh yeah.
You can get a gold medal for drinking whiskey, huh? All right.
Hey.
Darrell has 7 then.
There you go. But you know, it's our dedication. It's our dedication to this. You know, we take it serious.
There you go. I have my wife's boss's husband. He lost his legs at a young age. He is a sled hockey Hall of Famer. It's like, you know, the people without legs. And he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. He's an Olympian as well. And we went out for lunch with him a couple years ago, and he opens his fanny pack, and he's got 4 gold and silver medals, and he just drops them on the table. And I was like, I got to pick this medal up, and I was like, this is nuts. It almost broke the table when he dumped the bag.
They are heavy.
So heavy. Holy crap.
They are solid. Now, they are not solid silver or solid gold anymore. I don't think they've been solid since the 30s.
I don't think they've been solid since our economy became.
Well, they have not been. They haven't been solid in over 80 years. Let's just put it that way, maybe 85. But at one time, they were silver, they were gold, or they were bronze. Solid.
I wish my whiskey glass didn't smell like my kitchen. This is aggravating me now.
Well,
damn it.
You learn to rinse them out.
It's been rinsed. It just sat in the kitchen for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you got to stop using, rinse agents and shit.
You know what? The only other thing I can think of is there's some kind of smoke on this at all. Something.
Amroot, probably.
Yeah, actually, it's in the bottle. There's something vegetal and something savory about this.
Savory.
It's not the glass. There's just like a slight savory note in here too.
In here.
Mm-hmm. Here.
Hey, Darrell, why don't you embrace New England and go make a snowman tomorrow? I want to see it.
Not at all. No, I am not leaving my house tomorrow.
We're supposed to finally be in the 60s tomorrow. And then as the week goes on, 70, 75, 78,
This is a trip, man.
That's great.
It's a trip.
Have you had this, Anthony?
Hold on, I gotta solo you. Oh, Amaret Fusion?
Yeah.
Yes, I do believe Eric had dropped off some of those here.
It's different.
Indian and peated Scotch. There's your Scotch.
There you go.
Oh, you're-
There
you're
you
peated.
go. Delicious. Do you see that? Delicious.
I'm adjusting because my brain's a little confused by that first pour. Anthony, I wrote you in chat earlier. I'm coming to Vegas at the last weekend of April for 5
On
days.
purpose? On purpose?
My uncle and I are having their 40th anniversary party, so I'm going. My wife and I are coming down again, and I'll have a car for the first 3 days. I'm not actually staying in Vegas. I'm staying on Lake Las Vegas at one of those resorts out there, but I'll only be a half an hour from the city.
Well, so yeah, I know where you are. You're closer to Lake Mead, where I
So we're gonna
won
check
this. Where I won this at.
Okay, I want to hear that story when we go out for breakfast again.
Oh,
Same
still
place
got
or
Blueberry Hill here, brother. We still got
Same-
Blueberry Hill. They haven't closed.
Same place.
Sure.
I love breakfast, man. Shit.
Sure. I have no problem with it.
I'll budget 2 hours. I don't know if that's enough time.
Well, what we ate that day.
Oh my god, yeah. Story time too. We had fun.
Hey,
Love
cheers,
food.
man. Yes. Go ahead, grab something.
Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I had you on in the background. The Ode to Darkness I wanted to buy, and I was just like, I really want to try it before I buy it, so I did not buy that.
Dude, I'll drop it off. Just make sure I got your information. And
I will. I'll text you.
Yeah. And then once you get it, we'll work with Eric, because Eric has a kind of a wonky schedule sometimes, and make sure that he can be present on a Sunday. You know, I work Monday through Friday, so weekends are generally good for me.
Tonight's a good night for me. There's a blizzard coming. So.
Oh yeah, we got a blizzard too. Sunshine.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like 2 feet.
You know what? I joke with you guys a lot, but I tell you what, I don't miss any of that crap.
No.
You know, living off of Lake Erie like I did for years, and just like, oh yeah, I don't miss any of it. I don't. Now I can go 30 minutes north, be up at 8,000 feet. They got 50, 60 inches of snow.
That's crazy.
You don't see me doing it. You don't see me doing it. We have a ski resort. We have a ski resort just down the road.
Well,
They're in hog heaven. They're in hog heaven.
Has anyone asked Darrell what's in his glass that he's like moaning about on the internet?
No, I didn't ask him. He's just doing his thing. He's
like
whiskey.
I mean, I feel like I'm watching a first date.
All right, Darrell, I'm gonna solo you. What do you got? What do you got? Let everybody
drinking a peated whiskey.
You?
Oh, well,
you're lying. You're lying. You're a bad liar.
No. It's just it's a Four Roses single barrel from Yankee.
Four Roses?
Yeah, nothing crazy. Well, I don't think I was making any sense.
I'm so glad you mentioned Four Roses. You know they've been sold, right?
Did it sell?
$775 million.
Was it? Okay, I remember.
It was like Wines.
Shit.
So people better get out there and buy your favorite Four Roses now, while that expression is still there, because people that have been telling me they do not expect the quality or the flavor to remain. My words.
Anthony, I was talking to a couple liquor store owners, and they believe that there's going to be more Four Roses barrel picks, whether they're going to be the same quality or not, because Gallo Wines is in so many places, and you don't need to have like a charity cause to get a pick. Just reading the chat. Did anyone by chance watch Fred Minnick's video talking about the acquisition of Four Roses?
I didn't yet, but I meant to do that today, but I wanted to get some of the shit done that I was doing in here.
It was it's worth a watch after you get through. Him talking about himself. He talked about how I think it was Gallo who bought Horse Soldier, and Horse Soldier does.
What? What?
I'm pretty sure Horse Soldier was sold a long time ago, and they do a great job with their branding and
Oh, no,
marketing.
no. Not that I know of. Horse Soldiers invest in millions in Bardstown. And this July 4th, they're opening their distillery because they were using Bardstown to do some code distilling for them. Because how I know this is when, of all people, Independent Joe come down here, and I met him at Liquor Lineup 2 when one of the Horse Soldiers were here, Vance, and we both picked up his pick.
Gallo bought them in 2022. I just looked it
What?
up. Yeah, Gallo owns them too. When you buy a company, you have to stay on for a certain amount of years, and that's why the owner of Horse Soldier has been doing all those rounds and signing bottles and promoting his brand, because that was part of the deal in 2022. And just quickly, Fred Minnick was thinking that who knows, it's mostly MGP, but maybe there'll be some Four Roses distillate in the future in those bottles if there's any crossover between those two brands. That's owned by
But
EJ
I
Gallo.
know they have a distillery going. Be ready for the 4th of July.
It's
this year.
It's a portfolio thing. That's like saying BlackRock owns the plumbing company in Las Vegas. It's just they don't
Holy
change the name.
crap.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I think they're coming back out here, and you know what I'm going to ask them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
People who are in the know that Hello Again Whiskey Friends is produced by Todd Ritter.
Well, I'm not in the know, and so I'm going to say, Darrell, come on, can you give us the scoop? Is that true?
Can I enlighten you? That's my guy.
Yeah,
Executive producer Todd.
Producer, yeah.
Oh goodness gracious!
Hey, Darrell,
you guys are here. Being that you guys are here, I'm going to have another pour because normally I'm going to have dinner, but my wife didn't call me, so I'm going to have another pour because you're here.
Okay.
Darrell, I'm going to save some of this for you to try.
No, absolutely not. You don't need to do
that. No. It is not what you think. This is like chocolatey and malty, and then it's got a little shift. It's not what you think. Second sip, game changer.
You immediately said, "Oh, this has some like funky, savory peatiness to it."
Can you at least just have an open mind with it and take your sock out of your glass?
Little Calumet 15. Little Calumet 15. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not. Sorry.
What do you got?
Well, Glenfarclas 21.
Oh, Scotch. I don't got many.
Yeah.
I've had Glenfarclas 25.
Well, because it's sitting here in front of me. Why go to Glengoyne?
Glenfarclas 2025 wasn't that good. I mean, it's good. No. It's not worth the price.
Well, it wasn't what you thought.
I mean, I bought a pour of it at a steakhouse, and I was like, yeah, it's all right.
I'll finish the 21-year-old I have. So I only got a
oh, no, don't do that. That's a good
Which one is that?
Oh,
hold on.
It's too exposed. There you go.
Oh, Glendronach. Oh, yeah, you got to get rid of that.
This is the old one, though. This is like the one that's like 24 years old, 25
I mean,
years
old. I got it, but yeah, you can't leave that little swig in the
Darrell, if you want to get rid of that, you can just save it for me.
It's a 2017 bottling.
Wow.
Yeah, no, you got it. You have to. That shit will go flat.
He gave me a sample of that, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, all the ones I originally got were the 17s.
Eric, you gonna jump on screen? Yeah, screen.
That's actually a pretty hefty pour. Shit.
Sometimes you're like, oh crap. Yeah.
Ooh.
After drinking Four Roses, you're gonna have to,
Does this count as a bottle kill when you dump the extra out? Okay. I mean, technically, it is a bottle. I killed it between last week and, or was it 2 weeks ago? Anyway.
The sherry's so nice on these.
Mouthfeel in that whiskey is
I haven't
ridiculous.
drank it in years.
There you go. Oh, I love it.
Injury triple cask.
Tore up, dropped this off for me.
Wow.
I just, this has a nice nose to it. It has, believe it or not, has a little oakiness to it for a 21-year-old. And sometimes they can get oaky when they just sit in those barrels.
Yeah, 2017. Freaking legs are crazy. Sticky.
So I talked about it earlier, Darrell, when Jeff did the short on the FOMO. I freaking chuckled when he walked by with that bottle of Weller's. Oh, gold foil. I mean, I lost. I was like, oh my God. I said, that's so good. That was just perfect. And I talked about it at the intro.
One of these
made me laugh.
One of these days, Jeff's going to be uber famous because of all the content he puts out there.
And you know what? Exactly. I mean, great the people that do that, but you know what? I just don't. That's why it's taken me almost 5 years to get 500 subs. I just don't do what I call the circuit.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't. For me, this is fun. Love having you guys on. Love bullshitting with everybody in chat and whatever.
I just thought of a YouTube short for Jeff to do.
Uh-oh.
His tidy whities?
No, I had that thought earlier. I think Jeff should record himself having a drink and then getting ready to go to a bar and say, instead of driving, I think I'm going to start a whiskey collection, and then just pan down there and have Jeff with a big cheesy face. I think that would be a funny short. I think that would get a lot of views.
That would work good. I like that myself.
You know, because we don't want to promote drinking and driving. We do want to, appreciate whiskey and good decisions.
Truthfully, you're absolutely right.
And Jeff's a father, and he's super responsible. So I think that's a good tongue-in-cheek kind of thing.
I've said that earlier in the stream. Like when I was talking about when I had to go back to the store and buy the last bottle that I know they had of the Offerman, I had 3 drams. I was not fall down drunk, but I just said, you don't drive buzz. So I had my wife get in the car, take me down there, and I picked up that last bottle of the Offerman because I could not believe how good it was. I had the taste at the store, so it was the intrigue part of it. Okay, I'm going to buy that. And they even said, you should probably buy the other one because it will not be here tomorrow. Well, they were right. It wasn't there tomorrow because I went back about 2 hours later and bought it.
A smart man right there.
That's the only one I ever went that quick. I mean, other ones I went the next day or a couple of days later because I could see what they had on the shelf, and it was a sleeper. The one that I missed was Glassalt Sand End. And in 2023 or 2024? I think it was 2024. It was named Whiskey of the Year. And I saw it on the shelf, but they were out. And I waited and waited and waited for one. And I was like, I'll never get it because then it was named Whiskey of the Year. And I'm like, oh my God, I'll never get it. And then finally it came in. Of course, I bought it. And it is very good whiskey for $65. Very good whiskey. But then Glassalt was owned by Brown-Forman. And then, when they closed their cooperage and so on and so forth, well, guess who they put back in mothballs?
Who?
Yeah. So they make that. They have a 12-year out. They have their Sands End, and they have one called Portnoy. That is a peated version. Ooh, yes. Sean, there it is. I just said something. Oh, my gosh. That is really a nice whiskey. Really a nice whiskey. Sean was on it as it was coming out of my mouth. Right there. Really a nice whiskey. But that factory, or that distillery, it should be in or going back into mothballs. And they just spent millions of dollars, getting things up and running and going again. I'm going to have to look into that and see what's happening with that particular distillery right now.
2017.
Man, oh man.
2004.
Well, James, I'm glad you were clear in that when you said where it took your mouth and then who, so we all understand. But anyway, yeah, Torah, he dropped this off for me, and I was like, oh my gosh, because he likes to collect 21-year-old whiskeys. That's his thing. Well, everybody's got to have a thing.
Well, clearly, he has an age range.
Speak of the devil. Look at him show up. Boom. There he is. There he is. So you heard me say I'm drinking your whiskey right here. So cheers to you, sir, and thank you for this.
Darrell, it's nice to switch up to Scotch once in a while, huh?
It is. I enjoy Scotch. It's not the peated stuff. But this tastes really, really good. I forgot how good this was.
Well, you know what? Everyone talks to me. Well, you're a bourbon neophyte. You drink a lot of Scotch. I drink both. However, everybody's doing bourbon reviews. Mm-hmm. They're out everywhere. But who's really talking about Scotch? And Scotch was my first love. And I just got away from it for years. A lot of it for years until kind of pre-pandemic, then pandemic, and then forward is when I got into it. And I says, well, I like bullshitting about whiskey. I like listening to these people. And funny story. So Matt Porter, he always wasn't ADHD whiskey.
He was just ADHD. That makes sense.
Well, that too, but ADHD fishing.
I remember the fishing thing.
Yep.
It's before I knew him, but I remember him talking about it, actually.
Well, I've seen some of those videos, but I also remember when he was starting out, and I can't remember what home, but it was in his kitchen or dining room.
No, I think it was before he moved.
Oh, yeah. Oh, many moves.
I think he also had a channel called ADHD Bowling, too. I'm just kidding, Darrell.
He might have. Who knows?
Matt's a good bowler, apparently.
But anyway, so I watched him for a long time. And then, of course, Jason. And then when Cam started, and look where Cam is now. And I think Cam might be hitting 5 years, or he could be on 4 years on YouTube. But I love Cam. I mean, I think he's great. I mean, I like Matt. I like Jason. Watching him. My Bourbon Journey. I watch them a lot.
I like watching Scott.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was on his stream once.
Me too. I know he actually had allowed that. That's wild.
Well, he didn't do it often. I just happened to be there one of the times he did. Now I know he does it a little more frequently now because
once in a while. He knows we're a rowdy bunch, so he
exactly. He's like, oh God, I know. But truthfully, I love this format a lot more. And particularly, when we all pretty much have the same dram, my opinion, your opinion with those in chat, because everybody's taste is so subjective. Everybody's nose is so subjective, what you get, what you don't get, and which was very evident when I was talking to Jeffrey before Darrell got here about this rare character, and then found out that it has the same mash bill as Big Vic's pick. Okay, and so I was like, okay, well, tell me what you're getting. And one of the notes that he alluded to was the butterscotch. And I'm like, bingo, that's why I'm getting the Werther's Original and the caramel type of a note on it. And he said butterscotch. I go, well, shit, that was it. But I wouldn't expect that from a rye. I wouldn't. I just could not connect the dot. Just couldn't do it in my little pea brain. But maybe on my second dram or something like that in the middle of the week, because sometimes I'll go back to them a couple days and just pour a little bit while I'm sitting watching some television before bed or something like that. And it might have popped out, but I just was floored. I go, holy crap, I never thought that. But yes. you know, really, I was like, oh, that was like an epiphany. Like, oh yeah, I'll go with it. Yeah, that's definitely right. It fits. A piece of the puzzle fits. But anyway, but it was good to have him. You know, it was good to have him around and putting that insight in there. And that's what I enjoy about when I open it up and do pub style. But of course, I talk to the people in chat all the
Yeah,
time.
you're very good at like carrying conversation. That's
Well, I
for
try,
sure.
and then it gets so busy that I'm on one topic, but they've jumped two topics. I mean, it's all related, but they've jumped two topics, and
Yeah, I
let's just say
mean,
I'm talking to James, and we're going back and forth, blah 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 blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, other people are chiming in, but I'm trying to. James and I are having a conversation, and then I have to go back, and it's like, oh yeah, and not repeat, but say something that we were talking about before because someone else had a comment. It's hard, and I'm got let's just say 30 viewers on at one time. It's busy. I've been up to 50 plus, and holy smokes.
Darrell has no idea because he's got 3 people to help him.
And speaking of
Hey, what's up,
help,
Dustin?
What's up, buddy?
holy smokes.
What's up, guys?
What's up,
Hey,
man?
your internet's back. There you go. Ooh, what do we got?
Is that some Springbank?
I'm gonna do a little comparison.
Ooh.
Can you show that label? I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, so this is the 8
8
year
year.
from
Quality.
2024,
Okay.
I believe. Yeah,
Some good
24.
color.
Well,
I'm going to add a Springbank to my collection sometime this year. Do you,
I picked
Darrell,
up the 15 this
w-
summer. Oh
was
my
it the?
God.
It was the 18. I think we had the Springbank 18 when Peter came to my house, Darrell. That was one of the last pours we had.
It might have been. I know it was good.
It
Whichever
was
one it was.
phenomenal. I think one of the last 2 pours we had, one of them was Springbank 18. The other one was another 18, but I don't remember what brand it was. It might have also been Campbelltown.
Hey, James. Yes, I do, because
This is
Wow.
this year's. This is the 25 release.
this is a whiskey encore glass right here at my touch, along with a whiskey encore stopper. And I had my Proofy Bitch t-shirt on today, but it would have stuck out through this white shirt like a sore thumb. But yeah, I'm gonna have to call Cheech. I haven't talked to him in a while. But Mike, I haven't talked to Mike in a couple of weeks, but his work's been just keeping him busier than a one-armed paper hanger. So I'm gonna have to reach out to him just to see how he is. And like the last time I did, yeah, he's busy for work, but he was just fighting a cold for a couple of weeks, and he said it was just beating him like a stepchild.
I think you're supposed to beat your stepchild, not the other way around.
Well, I know, but when you're sick, sometimes it's just how it goes. Just how it goes.
Just saying, you're supposed to be bigger.
Now, Eagle Rare at $35, that's a buy all day long. Get a couple of them and bunker the bastards.
Yeah, if I found one for 35, I'd buy a couple more just to have
That's an
them.
instant buy for sure.
It is, because for 10-year juice, that's perfect money, and that's where it should be. It's $40 bourbon all day long. And I understand times, inflation and all that crap, but
So Old Forester 1920. There's
Yeah.
a gas station in like some country town just south of me, and they opened up. I was just checking out what they had. They had an E.H. Taylor small batch for $55. I was shocked. But they had
What's the going rate now for H. Taylor small batch?
Say again?
It's 55 the going rate now for those.
I know, honestly, you see them for like $75, $79, but
Well, I mean, retail, not,
I think they're 49, but 55 is fine.
55 is fine. Like I said, 50 was my number, but $5, I'm here. It's there.
There's no tax in Mass either, but I have one, so I don't need another one. But the other thing I saw, which was crazy, was Old Forester 1920 was $39.99. That bottle's usually like.
Wait a minute. Did you say $40?
Yeah, $40 on the.
Sorry, it took a second for me to process it. I was like, "What did you say?" because I'm reading chat and I heard you. I was listening to you and I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, if you can get a bottle of Old Forester 1920 for $40, usually those bottles are like $56 to $65. And there was like 4 of them on the shelf. I was like, that's really a good buy. So I grabbed
dude,
one.
that's a good buy. Pick up 4 of them. Absolutely. They don't go bad on the shelf. They're not going bad on the shelf. And I bought most of mine at that price, 34, 40 bucks, 45 bucks before they started going north of 50 to 70 to 80. And I've seen them 100 bucks plus.
Well, I mean, so honestly, I would rather buy a single barrel pick. The problem with the picks are the stores want too much for them because Old Forester is charging too much.
And that, okay, that goes to my point. Before I lay down 100 bucks, I always use that as the number. That bottle better tick some boxes to make it interesting enough for me to want to lay down them dead presidents, to take a gamble that in 10 days, once I pop that cork or whatever it is, that it's really going to start to develop into a really good whiskey.
I try to try the whiskey first, unless Darrell calls me and says, "Yep, you have to have this."
Well, absolutely. And I would respect him if he called me and said, or texted me, or because I've texted Dustin before and said, hey, what do you think of this? Blah, 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 blah. Yep. What do you think of the price? That's not bad. Okay, fine. I've done that to Stacy. I mean, we've done this. We've all done this. Because that's how we know. If he says, because I know where he's at over on the East Coast, or he's in Ohio, but oh yeah, that's not bad. We pay that here at the store. That's worthwhile.
Sure.
Hey,
By the way,
what's up, bud?
Darrell, is
Cheers,
that a Rogue's
sir.
Banquet there, Compass Box?
Yeah. It's almost done too.
Nice. Yeah,
It's such a good pour. That's from 2020 as well.
yeah. It's pretty much all 25-year-old whiskey, I believe.
Yeah, it's a really good
Oh,
bottle.
hey.
I think it's like 98% 25-year-old whiskey and 2% is like 20-year-old whiskey.
That's crazy. And it wasn't that much. I think in 2020 it was like maybe 130.
No, I mean it's mostly grain whiskey, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Which they usually cost a lot less, but still it's 25-year-old whiskey.
Malton grain. Kleinish, malt whiskey from Clonelish, or if I'm saying that right. Malt whiskey from Miltendorf.
Okay, that's the bulk of the whiskey in there. Actually,
Malt whiskey from Glen Elgin. Where is the
North British? I think is the grain.
North British? Let me see what it says. Yes. Creamy and vanilla-rich character of grain whiskey from North British Distillery. All the rest is malt.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure about the. Honestly, I wasn't sure if Middle Duff was malt or not. That's not a distillery I know at all.
The nose is beautiful, though.
And 25-year-old Scotch will do that for you.
Well, that's true. It will.
I wish they'd age this longer. I don't know why Springbank did an 8-year-old.
The first one
It's
you
all
bought?
about the nickel. They got to get a nickel out of it. To get some money. Let's get some money because it sits in that ring house. It's money sitting.
Nickel.
The color in the bottle looked great on the 8-year. Looked darker than the 10.
Well, it's half sherry cask, I believe, and then your 58 one. So the color looks good, but color's not a great indicator of age on.
No, because this one I just had from Glengoyne, the white oak, it's very pale. But what we all know is that just because it's pale does not mean it's young. They may not be using a heavily charred barrel, or they like this, in this case, a fresh white oak barrel. And when the barrels are purchased here and then taken over, the color that Scotch gets comes from that barrel. So
Well,
it
the
depends on
color's
how
always
long
from the
it's there.
barrel.
And then, of course, it's a used barrel.
It's
But
just that
I'm
they're
just-
not using the same barrels for every Scotch.
Correct. Yep.
Like
Yep.
if we all put everything into a refilled bourbon barrel, you'd notice a color difference, even if it was all very light. You'd notice subtlety as you got older. But one's got a
Yeah.
sherry cask and one's the 17th fill bourbon. Yeah, they're different.
Correct. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And you have to just kind of bring that to light every now and then so people totally understand. Hey, just because whiskey is light in color does not mean it's not 6, 8, 10 years old, 12 years old.
This actually has a decent color. All
No, it's not bad.
So this is about 40% sherry. And the rest is bourbon. So it's I'm sorry. It's 40 sherry, 60 bourbon. And then this one was 50-50. It's a little darker.
Yeah, definitely darker.
I mean, side. I mean, it's different, but it's not
vastly different.
So let me just answer this question here. Absolutely. And you're going to make mistakes, as in you're going to find stuff that you go, holy crap, it's a drain pour. You know what? Add Coke to it. You might be able to mix it with something and get it down. But we've all had drain pours. We've all had drain pours where we just can't choke it down. I mean, no matter how many years it sits on our shelves and how many times we go back to it, don't be disappointed. You will make a mistake, and all of us have stories. And I'll give you.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah,
Bardstown Disco 5. So Discovery 5, that was absolute shite.
Haxel Stranger, if you want to, here's a tip: find a whiskey tuber that your palate correlates with, or your viewpoints, and just kind of try to look for recommendations and watch the reviews.
Or just play it safe and do it. A lot of us do, and just buy nothing but Blanton's and Willet Purple Top. She'll be fine.
Okay, if you listen to Dustin, I'm like, okay, you got to go. But no, really, ask questions of us here. We are more than willing to help you on this journey so you don't make huge mistakes. Huge. Yeah. And know this, price does not mean phenomenal whiskey. Does not mean phenomenal whiskey. And I think you've heard me talk about that. I don't know when you popped on, but I've talked about that through the stream. Price does not mean a damn thing. You could spend $100 on a bottle, and we've all have spent. I'll say it. We've all spent more than good.
I tried to pour up a 14-year Purple Top this weekend. It was awful.
Will it? Yeah. Well, see. So there you go. So what I'm just saying.
Good. This was terrible.
Add some pop to it. Sometimes it will help you get it down and out, or you save it. And when people come over who want some whiskey, I'm sorry, who really don't know, okay, give them some of that and see what they think.
Would you say in the early innings of buying whiskey that you really shouldn't spend more than like $80 or $90 on a bottle until you start to know your palate?
Correct. I'd put a price on it, and I would definitely put a price on it. So, like I was saying,
don't chase
Evan Williams bottled and bond, the white label at 100. It's 100 proof bottled and bond for, let's just say, $20 for sake of argument. That's good whiskey. Yeah, you unscrew the cap, but it's consistently good. Now, early times was good before the purchase, so you got to learn the code on it to see where it come from. If there's any of the older distillate on there, so
that's
again, for $20,
come on,
it's good. What's that?
You're confusing them.
Well, I mean, I think the best.
You got to know this. You got to know this if you want to go on this journey. That's the stuff you got to
distilleries to start with.
Yeah. Yeah, but you still got to learn these things as you go. And so if he's aware of it now, okay, I got to look for it. But, it's a rabbit hole. You're going to go.
I think the first thing you do is you try everybody's standard, 90, 100 proof offer.
Core range, absolutely.
And if you like one, spend reasonable money at retail and you can spend money if you want on heritage bottles.
Anthony mentioned it being a rabbit hole. Just don't buy rabbit hole whiskey. It's not good.
Oh.
I have their 6-year rye. And that was a little overpriced, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm never buying a bottle from them.
I tell you what, the rye I have is actually very good.
I bought that PX Sherry one for like $80, and I ended up trading the open bottle because I was like, I can't drink this. It's
Well,
so
I
flat.
paid $160 for this one. It's the really high end one they did, but it's actually very good.
The double oaked Woodford Reserve is one of the better ones. Okay, I'm not a fan of Woodford. However,
I gotta go grab some dinner, guys. I may be back. Give me some time. Just in case.
However, this one is their weeder, and it's palatable to me. Woodford Reserve wheat, it's palatable. But Woodford in general, to me, it just doesn't go with my palate.
I like that bottle way too much.
Well, I didn't pay for this one, so
No, I'm just saying I like it too much. Like, it's probably one of my favorite discount, like affordable bottles out there. I don't know why.
The double oaked.
No, the weeder.
The weeder. Okay.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason, every time I try that, it just hits me right. I like that son of a gun.
Exactly right, Eric. Exactly right. Good point to make. Good point to make. Disco 5 versus Long Branch. I would drink Disco 5 first. Because let me just say this. It's been about 4 years since it's been sitting on this shelf, and it's gotten palatable for me. I can tolerate it. That funk, whatever the hell it was, has gone away. I was crossing my fingers it would. And I should have listened to ADHD Whiskey when he said, try before you buy. Because he was even disappointed with it. I should have trusted him, but it was during my early years, and the FOMO hit me. And I was literally the first person to get it here in my area, and they just opened the box, and the guy knew I wanted it, and he went back and specifically got it for me because it wasn't even on the shelf. It wasn't even on the shelf.
No.
So, hold on for a second there.
I like that Old Ezra and Long Branch, James Morgan. Those are two whiskeys I hate. I can't imagine.
Well, you know, my passion for Long Branch. That shit.
I don't know what it is, but Old Ezra 7 to me is just absolute garbage.
I like the 99.
Really? I've had some good ones.
It could be. I know I've had store picks and I've had regulars, and to me, it's like it's the profile of Heaven Hill I don't like, and it's like in its worst form. Like it's pungent, emphatic, and it's everything I don't like. So for me, it's like a hard no.
Yeah, I haven't had one in a while, but the ones I've had in the past, they're probably maybe at least 3 years ago is probably the most recent one I've owned. And I remember that being decent, but I love Heaven Hill for the most part, outside of like their malt. I don't really dig their malt.
I haven't had enough of it to really judge.
And their wheat whiskey, I'm not too big on.
I mean, I did like one of the malts that I don't know, somebody had. It was like a rare character or something.
Those rare, yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't one I was rushing out to buy a bottle of, but I tried it at the bar and I enjoyed it. I think I had it with Whack and Blake over at a Revival, I think. Then again, everything tastes good when you're with good company, you know? You're back to it later and you're like, man, this doesn't taste as good when I'm not talking to friends.
True. But that was a good point Tore Up made. If you got a good rapport at a store, go with some of their picks, but also ask questions. If it's a good store like I have here, they're going to give you an honest opinion of a whiskey. But until you understand your palate, what you like, what you don't like, you're going to make mistakes. There's no way around it, but it's okay. But decide how much you always want to spend and how far you're going to go up. So set yourself some parameters. So let's just say at $25 to $100, somewhere in there, you will fiddle around in that range, and there's plenty within that range that you can understand. And what Dustin said, go to the core ranges. In whiskeys, okay, this is a normal offering. Like Frey Ranch, they have what we call shelfers. But then when you get into Frey Ranch, they will have some picks, but they will also have some higher proof ones. So 120, 130, right in there. And those are generally phenomenal over anything else. I won't touch the shelfers, but the picks or the higher proof ones coming in at 120, 125, 130 proof, holy smokes, there's no reason to go back to their normal everyday brand. I call it the Jack Daniels or Jim Beam brands.
So Haxel's saying he's still at the mixing stage. He's not quite stepped out into drinking mead.
Still at the mixing stage.
Yeah, and so when you're at that stage, what you want to find is drinks that let the bourbon show through more so over time. And that's going to honestly, sometimes that just comes down to what you notice. I mean, I think a whiskey sour tastes more like sour than whiskey no matter what I do. But some people are like, no, it's like all whiskey. I barely get sour. So, find where you are there and find the whiskeys that make that good.
Mm-hmm.
And just let me know if you come over to my place that you're going to be mixing so I know what to give you. It won't be the good stuff.
Yeah. And that's fine. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with mixing. You drink your whiskey how you like to drink it. I bust people's chops about it. I say neat's the only way to drink whiskey. Period.
The only way to drink my whiskey.
Yeah. If you put Coke in Dustin's whiskey in front of him, yeah, it's not going to go well. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not pouring the good stuff and then you add Coke. That's going to get some.
Yeah,
a little aggressive.
He's going to get you out the Kesslers and slip you a Coke. For sure. So
now, if I got Blanton's, you're hacked. That's.
Oh yeah, he don't care what you do at Blanton's. You can do what you want with that Blanton's, and don't fall into the Blanton's trap unless it's the single barrel or something like that. But the standard shelfers, leave them there.
I will. The reality is, get Buffalo Trace if you want to try that. Don't get Blanton's.
Yeah, but so what I'm going to do is I got to end it because my dinner's actually on the table, so I'm going to end it. But Darrell and Dustin, stay put.
Okay.
And I want to chat just for a minute with you guys. It's been great. Enjoyed it. I loved busting the Canadians' chops, but really it was a good game. I enjoyed it. It was good back and forth. It wasn't like a blowout or anything like that. They had to go at it. And truthfully, the story I told you about my gold medal, people, it really is true. I did win it at fishing, but I'm grateful to have everybody here. I'm grateful to have the people live on stream, and just know that you're always welcome in chat to pop on live when I post up the link there at the top. I pin it, and you don't have to be drinking Scotch. You don't have to be drinking bourbon. You could be drinking Irish, or you could be drinking a beer or a cup of coffee. If you just want to come on and chat with us about whiskey, whatever, feel free. This is what we do here. And you don't always have to have whiskey in your hand. No one here is going to say boo to you about it. So with that being said, look forward to seeing you all next weekend. Really do. I appreciate everybody that's here. Be safe, and I will see you all again next week. Cheers, everybody. Have a good night.